Hello Tigers, and welcome to the TMNtv Newscast for Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018. Stay tuned for the latest news at Fort Hays State University and around Northwest Kansas and the nation. I am Lauren Davis, and Jenna Hawley will be here shortly with a look at what's going on around the globe. And Haley White will fill you in on what's happening in the sports world. But first, here's what's making news in Tigerland. Homecoming king and queen were crowned during Saturday night's football game against Central Oklahoma. Cassidy Locke was voted homecoming queen, while Roy Keach was named king. Locke was representing Delta Zeta sorority, Keach was representing the Criminal Justice Club, and also is involved in African Ambassadors, United Methodist Church Ministry, Tigers in Service, and Student Government Association. Students at FHSU were able to vote for their favorite candidate the week leading up to Saturday night's ceremony. While the crowning ceremony capped a busy homecoming week at FHSU, Friday offered the annual Oktoberfest in Frontier Park. Thousands took part on the cool, windy day to taste the German cuisine, reminisce, and drink a few beverages. Many local and campus organizations set up booths to provide food and mementos for the event. Oktoberfest at the park lasted from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and was sponsored by the Volga German Society. 6 alumni of Fort Hays were honored during homecoming week with the annual Alumni Awards. Alumni Achievement Awards went to Colleen Ellis, Neil Schmeidler, and Brenda Tooley, while Jennifer Lapka and Matthew Preexat were named Young Alumni Award recipients. Josh Biera was named the Nita M. Landrum Award winner. Preexat said he was surprised and honored when he heard he was named an award winner.
Yeah, no, really an honor. I mean, it's outstanding to be recognized for that, but really just humbling as well to see some of the accomplishments of some of my classmates, and to have that recognition from the university, it means a lot, definitely.
Biera said he was shocked when he heard the news. He was winning the award for service from the university.
You know, I was honored, and it was truly unexpected when I got the phone call, then an email, and I immediately called back to the Alumni Association and asked, "Are you sure you got the right guy?" And talking to Deborah Preto, and she explained it to me and asked me if, told me that I was nominated for the award and asked if I would accept it. And I was truly humbled and honored that they would even think of me. And I thought, surely there's people that are more and especially well-deserving than I am.
The Student Government Association at Fort Hays recently teamed with Tiger Media Network for a PSA opportunity highlighting the organization's party pack. The pack allows students who live off campus to register a party with SGA. If the party is called into Hays Police with a noise disturbance, the police department will contact SGA, who will then contact the organizers of the party to allow them 15 minutes to end the party or quiet down so they can possibly avoid a $500 fine. The Party Pack registration is a partnership between SGA and the Hays PD. Here's the PSA.
He often climbs to the third floor of Rarick without taking a second breath. No matter when he submits his assignment to Blackboard, it is considered early, even if it is 5 days late. The line at Starbucks parts when he arrives. He considers the homecoming bonfire a small flame for s'mores. Every time he walks downtown, it's considered a march to Maine. His doodles on scrap paper are framed and hung in Rarick Hall. Once he parked in a 30-minute zone overnight, and the campus police left him a thank you note and a gift card.
I don't always party, but when I do, I register with SGA. Now party responsibly, my friends.
Last week, the Center for Student Involvement hosted its second student organization rally at Lewis Field Stadium. FHSU clubs and groups competed for points involving things such as attendance and participation. The rally was a chance for more points to be earned. The rally consisted of several competitions. Tiger Media Network's Lexi Gross details this event.
On Wednesday night, September 26th, the Center for Student Involvement hosted the Student Organization Rally Night at Lewis Field Stadium. All during homecoming week, student organizations on campus compete against each other, trying to earn points for the group based off of things like attendance and participation. This event served as a fun way for clubs to compete for those points as well as socialize.
So basically, the student rally night is like just a way for the student organizations on campus to participate in homecoming, even if they don't have people who are nominated for royalty, or they don't have as much access to media, or they don't have a lot of resources to advertise for their organization. So the rally night is a great part of the student organization competition, but the competition as a whole is to get people involved.
The competition started off with a relay race down the field that consisted of many different obstacles. The final competition was the Yell Like Hell Challenge, where students were to create their own chant while incorporating their name, Fort Hays, and the theme of this year's homecoming, Welcome to the Jungle. Organizations taking place in this event consisted of the Criminal Justice Club, Tri Sigma, Alpha Sigma Alpha, the University Activities Board, and Alpha Kappa Psi. These organizations play an active role in success here at Fort Hays State, and their spirit shows during homecoming week.
It advertises the spirit that Fort Hays has, and how involved the community is, and how involved the members, the students on campus are. And it just shows that people are alive, they're participating, and they're trying to get the word out there that Fort Hays is a great place to go to school and to participate in the community and to get involved.
This is Lexi Gross reporting for Tiger Media Network.
The Department of Informatics is hosting Cybersecurity Month in October. 2 events are scheduled to highlight the month. On October 11th, Professor Jason Zeller will speak about the cybersecurity field. Free pizza will be provided. On October 25th, the department will host a cybersecurity challenge focusing on hacking and the game over the wire. It begins at 6 p.m. as well. For more information, contact the Department of Informatics. It comes as no surprise, but Fort Hays continues to grow in enrollment. The Kansas Board of Regents announced enrollment numbers for the fall semester on Monday. FHSU saw the largest increase of students at 2% across all Regents University. That accounts to about 190 more students enrolled this fall. Wichita State was next in line with a 1.6% increase. No other state university saw more than 1% growth. Pittsburgh State saw a decline of nearly 4%, the largest loss in the state. According to Trooper Todd Heilman, close to half of the total car deer crashes all year come within the months of October, November, and December. There were 10,226 total crashes with 577 injuries and 8 fatalities last year. The Kansas Highway Patrolman cautions drivers to refrain from making exaggerated maneuvers to avoid a deer in the road. They suggest wearing a seatbelt, using bright lights when possible, and to be watchful at dawn and dusk when deer are more active. Those are the stories making headlines in our region this week. After we return from this short break, Jenna will be here with a look at what's happening around the globe.
I think there's a perception out there that web and mobile application development is this field where you sit behind a computer all day and code. And that's not it at all, right? And there's even a perception out there that geek is bad. But I think students should embrace their inner geek. We don't code all day. We look at issues, we look at problems, and try to figure out the pieces of the puzzle and how to put them together to build things.
I was able to learn JavaScript, HTML, CSS, PHP, just kind of the whole 9 yards with that. So I really enjoyed the full program that they offered here.
Anything that you're interested in, the field of web and mobile application development, there's a value to. There's nothing like what we have in the informatics department. If you choose to take everything in the buffet that we offer, you'll be very well prepared for any type of job opportunity that's out there.
Hello Tigers, I'm Jenna Hawley, and here's what's going on around the globe. Rescuers continue to dig through debris as many families wait for word on loved ones in Indonesia after an earthquake and tsunami. Officials estimate more than 1,200 people have been killed in the disasters, and several towns along the coast have been cut off by washed out roads and downed communication lines. The 7.5 quake hit Friday and immediately left deadly results. Hundreds of thousands are thought to be left homeless. It is one of the largest quakes to hit the area since a 9.1 quake in 2004. The trembler and tsunami killed approximately 230,000 people. It was announced the 2020 Republican National Convention will be August 24th to 27th in Charlotte, North Carolina. The official date for the RNC was announced Monday, according to the Tribune News Service. Organizers expect to raise approximately $70 million for the event. The convention chairman said organizers are expected to start staffing the event in the weeks following this year's general election in November. A St. Louis mother has sued the school district because her son did not make the soccer team. The woman filed a lawsuit in U.S. District Court last week, claiming her 16-year-old son should at least have been allowed to play on the junior varsity squad. The team failed to make the varsity team, and the mother claims they were told juniors are not allowed on the JV team. Instead, that the JV squad is to help freshmen and sophomores develop. The lawsuit claims age discrimination and sex discrimination, saying the school has let female juniors play on the JV team. The family first appealed the coach's ruling to the district officials, who sided with the coach. An appeal to the superintendent also sided with the coach. The family filed a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights. That office couldn't force the school to put the boy on the team. Then the family turned to the federal court. The clash between Democrats and Republicans over Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh continues to escalate. Earlier this week, President Donald Trump accused Democrats of being in a blind rage over his election and setting their sights on Kavanaugh. Trump said, "They've been trying to destroy him from the very second he was announced. They're trying to destroy a fine man. We can't let that happen." Kavanaugh is facing allegations of sexual assault from 3 women dating back to instances decades ago, and concerns about his temperament. Hearings last week highlighted the alleged incident between Kavanaugh and accuser Christine Ford. An additional accuser came forward last week as well. No timetable has been set for Kavanaugh's possible confirmation. A recent poll shows Pope Francis's popularity is dropping in the U.S. The Pew Research Center found 7 out of 10 Catholics still give the Pope an overall favorable rating, but 6 out of 10 say he's doing only a fair or poor job regarding the sex abuse issue. Only 3 out of 10 Catholics say the Pope has done an excellent or good job handling the crisis. The issues were brought to the forefront again when an 11-page public letter from a former Vatican ambassador claimed Francis and several American cardinals and archbishops protected Cardinal Theodore McCarrick for years. McCarrick is alleged to have abused several young children and Sumerians through the years. It was announced last week that McCarrick would be housed at St. Philadelphus Friary in Victoria, only blocks away from the local elementary school. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is planning a return to North Korea to meet with leader Kim Jong-un. Pompeo is expected to meet with Kim about denuclearization in the country. North Korea has not shown any substantive movements towards lessening the country's nuclear threat to the world. The U.S. and other countries have been pushing for North Korea to dismantle its nuclear arsenal. And in Florida, 2 13-year-olds were arrested for carjacking a teacher in a school parking lot. Officials say the 59-year-old female was walking to her car when one of the teens pointed a gun at her and demanded her keys. The second teen then ran up and got into the car as well. While trying to exit the parking lot, the driver hit a curb and the car stopped. The two boys then fled on foot. Police were later able to identify the two suspects and arrest them. That is what is happening in the news world this week. Stay tuned for a sports update with Haley White when we return.
The Tiger Media Network is Fort Hays State University's independent student media organization. It's a student employment opportunity where you can work for either the news side or the sports side. So you can be on live sports production, which produces all of the live sports broadcasts that we do, or you could be on the news side and do news stories covering things on campus, so presidential announcements, Student Government Association. We bring that news to the student community and the Hays community as well.
You don't realize how much Fort Hays State has to offer until you're here.
I mean, it is definitely, this is the land of opportunity here.
I just got back from the MIAA tournament in Kansas City a couple weeks ago where we worked with other production crews including Pitt State and Central Missouri. And it's a great time. I've gone there the last couple of years.
For me anyway, I get to do sports, which is what I love. And if live productions is where that's at, this is the perfect place to do it. We have almost everything that you could possibly imagine.
Tiger Media Network allows you the opportunity to take the skills you've learned and put them forward in a real world, real application setting that allows you to flourish and grow as a professional, and that will only help you and benefit you when you graduate and go into the real world workforce.
It was a record-breaking FHSU homecoming matchup this weekend as the football team posted its first shutout since the 2008 season with a 15-0 win over Central Oklahoma on Saturday. Punter and kicker Dante Brown set the new FHSU single-game record for field goals during Saturday's contest. Brown finished with 5 field goals, scoring all 15 points for the Tigers, with his longest at 39 yards. Brown scored 4 of his 5 field goals in the first half, giving the Tigers a 12-point advantage going into the locker room. Although he was unable to add onto his touchdown passes on the season, quarterback Jacob Mazzara is now the all-time completions leader for Fort Hays by passing Mike Garrison's record, setting a new high of 556. With a 4-1 overall record, the Tigers remain tied for second place in the MIAA with Northwest Missouri State, while undefeated Pittsburgh State currently leads the conference. After Saturday's shutout, the Tigers jumped to number 12 in the latest D2Football.com poll. FHSU will be back on the road this weekend for an afternoon matchup with Emporia State on Saturday. During this week's press conference, defensive back Aquil Knowles, offensive lineman Romello Burke, and head coach Chris Brown discussed what they expect to see during Saturday's contest with the Hornets.
I mean, they're going to try to be physical and run on our defense a lot, but I'm 100% sure that that's not going to work because one thing most teams can't do is run on us. So I'm pretty sure we're going to eliminate that aspect from their game.
Just because you do something good one play doesn't mean you're going to do it again the next play. So it's just a confidence booster, like having the confidence to beat somebody across from you. And everybody have it. It's just the spirit of the O-line right now is still young. So everybody's still learning, getting the plays right. And that's the main focus right now, making sure we do the little things.
And especially with Braxton Marstall back there at quarterback. I mean, the kid, a 3-year, maybe even a 4-year starter. I mean, the kid's just a phenomenal athlete, runs very well, makes quick decisions, gets out and extends plays, and he's very, very dangerous. Running game's kind of the same way. They got the gun run stuff for him, a lot of RPOs, as well, and he makes that offense dangerous. And he's got some very good wide receivers. The O-line protects him. They don't have to protect him very long because he gets the ball out so quick and makes such quick decisions that he doesn't get hit a lot. So it's going to be a tough chore for our defense this week coming up. And defensively, a little different look than we've had in the past. You know, last year was, you know, a lot of 4-man front stuff. Now they kind of turned into a 3-man front, and all of a sudden they'll be in a 4-man front by walking the guy in, and some man coverage, some quarters, some, you know, 3-roll. I mean, just a lot of different things that they do, you know, defensively that can give a quarterback fits, you know, especially in the passing game, and in our old line, you know, just blocking wise with the schemes and who the Mike is and who's where's he at now, where's he in this formation, where's he in this defense. I mean, it gets kind of difficult. So, you know, we're going to put a lot of time in this week to, you know, try to simplify it for our kids and get them ready for this game.
FHSU men's soccer is on a 4-match winning streak after adding 2 more road wins to their record last week. The Tigers defeated Oklahoma Baptist Thursday 6-0, producing their second shutout of the season. Santiago Agudelo led the Tiger offense with 2 goals during the match. On Saturday, the Tigers earned their second win of the week, beating Southern Nazarene 4-2, with Agudelo's second hat trick of the season. For the second consecutive week, Agudelo was named MIAA Men's Soccer Athlete of the Week after his impressive efforts in the last 2 matches. The Tigers return back to home to continue conference play with a 4-match homestand as they take on Upper Iowa on Thursday before battling Lindenwood on Sunday. FHSU women's soccer secured their first conference win at home Sunday, beating Northeastern State 1-0. Junior forward Darby Hirsch netted a late goal to give the Tigers the MIAA victory. With the win, FHSU improves to 1-2 in the conference and 3-5-2 overall. Fort Hays is back at home with another 2-match weekend beginning Friday with Missouri Western, followed by a match against Northwest Missouri State on Sunday. FHSU volleyball suffered another weekend on the road as they took 2 more losses of MIAA play. On Friday, the Tigers came up short against Northwest Missouri State in straight sets. Although the Tigers were able to keep things close during Saturday's opening set, FHSU was not able to capitalize on a win over Missouri Western, losing to the Griffins in 3 sets. I spoke with head coach Jessica Wood-Atkins earlier this week, and she discussed what she hopes to accomplish as the season progresses.
Our college athletes, and we're here to compete no matter where you're at. You're in a gym with a volleyball with the same specs as anybody else, and so I think that keeping the mindset that we're here to compete and we're here to win and that every day is a day to get better is, I think, how you compete on the road. It's certainly not the schedule that I would have liked, but you know, you do the best with the cards that you're dealt, but I do think that being at home will be a breath of fresh air, and I think you'll see that we're playing a lot more consistently on fresh legs when we can sleep in our own beds and get a good day in and be in our rhythm.
The Tigers will return to action next weekend in Missouri when they travel to Warrensburg to face Central Missouri Friday at 6 p.m. FHSU women's golfer Hannah Perkins claimed a runner-up finish at the UCO Classic on Monday and Tuesday. Perkins fired a 1-under and a 4-over to finish 3-over for the week. The 1-under par 70 score was her personal best as a Tiger. The women's team finished 8th overall of the tournament, its best finish of the season. The Kansas City Chiefs remain undefeated coming out of yet another close contest with their divisional rival. The Chiefs beat the Denver Broncos 27-23 Monday night with another incredible performance by quarterback Patrick Mahomes. With KC's struggling defense, Denver quarterback Case Keenum lit up the makeshift secondary, allowing the Broncos to go for 159 yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. However, the Chiefs responded with a dime thrown by Mahomes into the hands of receiver Tyreek Hill, giving the Chiefs the advantage to score a touchdown. Kansas City gained momentum after the touchdown, and the defense earned a 3-and-out, giving the Chiefs possession of the ball with 5 minutes remaining in the game and down 3. Mahomes was able to drive the Chiefs all the way to the 5-yard line, where running back Kareem Hunt rushed for a touchdown, putting the Chiefs on top 27-23. Kansas City will host the Jacksonville Jaguars Sunday at noon on CBS. Sporting Kansas City signed 15-year-old forward Tyler Freeman, which was the second youngest signing in club history. Freeman, of Shawnee, Kansas, was signed as a homegrown player with an MLS contract through 2022. Freeman entered Sporting KC Academy at age 11 and is a United States Youth International who competed in national teams in the last 2 years. Freeman is the 10th homegrown player in Sporting KC history and will be added to the 2019 roster. Sporting will be back in action this Saturday to take on the LA Galaxy at 7:30 p.m. Central. That concludes this episode. Tune in next week for another episode of TMNtv. To stay up to date on the latest news and information throughout the week, visit tigermedianet.com. Until then, remember, roar Tigers.